If you have ever seen a Toyota Prius with 300,000 mi on it still running airport taxi routes every single day, or a Camry Hybrid from 15 years ago that its owner has never once opened the hood for anything serious, you already know that something unusual is happening inside these cars. Today, we're going to break it all down because there are 10 major reasons why Toyota hybrid engines last what feels like forever. And once you understand them, you will never look at these cars the same way again. Let me take you through each one. So the first reason, and this one surprises a lot of people, is that Toyota built its hybrid system to be mechanically simpler than you probably think. Now, I know what you are already saying. You're thinking, wait, a hybrid has a gas engine and an electric motor and a battery and all kinds of electronics. How is that simpler? And that is exactly the misconception I want to correct right now. Because complexity is not just about the number of components, it's about the number of components that are under serious mechanical stress. Here's what Toyota did. The hybrid system uses what is called an eCVT, an electronically controlled continuously variable transmission. And unlike a traditional automatic gearbox, which is packed with clutch packs, planetary gears, solenoids, and hydraulic circuits, all slamming and engaging under load every time you change speed, the eCVT in a Toyota hybrid has almost no traditional shifting hardware at all. There are no clutch packs to wear out. There are no gear sets grinding against each other under torque. The power split device at the heart of the system is elegant and mechanically straightforward. Fewer moving parts under stress means fewer things that can break. That is not an opinion, that is physics. And it goes further than the transmission, which brings us to reason number 2, the complete elimination of high-wear starters and alternators. Now look at a conventional car. You have a dedicated starter motor that cranks the engine to life, demanding an immense amount of electrical current and suffering intense mechanical friction every single time you turn the key, only to sit idle the rest of the time doing absolutely nothing. You also have a conventional alternator spinning constantly off the serpentine belt, generating electricity while subjected to constant heat in rotational wear. I know what the skeptics are thinking. If you remove these components, don't you just make the vehicle completely dependent on a more fragile electric system that will cost thousands to fix when it goes down? But here's why that is wrong. Toyota didn't just remove these failure points, they replaced them with massive industrial-grade motor generators housed safely inside the transmission assembly. Motor Generator 1, or MG1, handles the role of the starter motor. It doesn't slam a small gear onto a flywheel like a traditional starter. It smoothly and effortlessly spins the entire engine to optimal operating speed before fuel ever enters the cylinders. Meanwhile, Motor Generator 2 handles electrical generation and regenerative duties. By eliminating the traditional starter and alternator, along with the mechanical belts that drive them, Toyota deleted some of the most common breakdown vectors in automotive history. No belt to snap, no alternator bearing to seize, and no starter solenoid to fail. This leads us directly into reason number 3, how regenerative braking dramatically reduces both brake and engine strain. Think about it this way. Compare the act of stopping a conventional car to stopping a Toyota hybrid. In a normal vehicle, every single ounce of kinetic energy, thousands of pounds of metal moving at highway speeds, must be converted entirely into raw friction and destructive heat by clamping steel pads against cast iron rotors. This creates a thermal nightmare under the wheel wells and places an indirect load back through the vehicle's chassis. Now, you might think that adding an energy recovery system would overload the drivetrain, introducing a massive amount of reverse torque stress that would wear out the transmission the engine mounts prematurely. But the physical reality is exactly the opposite. Every time you lift off the throttle or press the brake pedal in a Toyota hybrid, the system transforms the electric motor into a generator. The resistance created by generating electricity is what slows the vehicle down, converting that motion back into chemical energy safely stored inside the battery instead of burning it off as useless, destructive heat through your brake pads. Real-world Toyota Prius owners routinely report going 100,000 mi before their brake pads need replacement. In a normal car, that would be completely unthinkable. By utilizing the electric motors to absorb the kinetic energy of deceleration, the physical structural strain on the vehicle's mechanical framework is substantially minimized, and that conservative philosophy regarding stress brings us to reason number 4, Toyota's strict avoidance of fragile, high-stress turbochargers. Look around the modern automotive landscape today. So many manufacturers are pushing small turbocharged 3-cylinder or 4-cylinder engines. They take a tiny displacement motor, bolt a turbocharger to it, and force immense amounts of compressed air into the cylinders to squeeze out acceptable horsepower. Now, I know what the defenders of modern downsizing will say. They will tell you that modern turbos are perfectly reliable, made with advanced alloys, and are absolutely necessary for fuel efficiency. But let's look at the actual physics of longevity. Those downsized turbocharged engines have a turbine spinning at over 100,000 revolutions per minute, operating at extreme temperatures that can easily exceed 1,000 Fahrenheit. They require intercoolers, waste-to-gates, blow-off valves, direct injection systems with high-pressure fuel pumps, and complex plumbing just to prevent the engine from destroying itself under its own immense boost pressure. Every single one of those extra components is a potential high-stress failure point. Toyota looked at that approach and said, no. Instead of using a highly stressed turbocharged micro-engine, they stuck with a larger, naturally aspirated engine that operates under low pressure and low thermal load. They let the electric motors handle the power demands, meaning the gas engine never needs a turbocharger to do its job. It is a choice of conservative, proven mechanical design over high-strung complexity, which perfectly tees up reason number 5, the electric motor absorbing high torque hard loads during launching and hill climbing. In a conventional vehicle, the hardest, most punishing moments for an engine occur when you pull away from a dead stop at a traffic light, merge onto a fast highway, or climb a steep hill. These situations demand maximum torque at low engine revolutions per minute. For a normal internal combustion engine, this is mechanical torture. The pistons are being forced down by heavy explosions inside the cylinders, but because the car is moving slowly, the crankshaft cannot spin rapidly to relieve that pressure. This places massive asymmetrical loads on the pistons, connecting rods and main bearings. You might argue that a hybrid engine must face the exact same punishment whenever the battery is low, or that switching between electric and gas power under load would create massive shockwaves through the drivetrain. But here is the secret of the Toyota hybrid powertrain. The electric motor carries the vast majority of the torque demand during these exact high-stress windows. Electric motors possess a unique physical property. They produce 100% of their maximum torque instantly right from 0 RPM when you step on the gas from a dead stop. It is the electric motor that does the heavy lifting to get the vehicle's mass moving. The gas engine either remains completely off or joins in later once the vehicle is already rolling, operating in a phase where the mechanical resistance is vastly lower. By assigning the highest torque chores to an electric component that doesn't suffer from mechanical fatigue in the way a piston engine does, Toyota shields the internal combustion components from the most destructive events they would otherwise face daily. This load shifting directly influences reason number 6, the drastic reduction of destructive engine cold starts. Anyone who understands mechanical engineering will tell you that a massive percentage of all engine wear occurs during the first few seconds after a cold start. When an engine sits overnight, the oil drains down into the oil pan. The metal surfaces are dry, clearances are tight, and metal-on-metal contact is practically guaranteed before full lubrication pressure can be built up by the oil pump. Furthermore, the engine is cold, meaning the metal components have not expanded to their ideal operational dimensions, leading to increased blow by an internal friction. Now, if you are skeptical about hybrids, you might think, wait a minute, doesn't a hybrid engine turn on and off dozens of times during a single trip? Wouldn't that constant cycling cause even more wear than in leaving it running? It is a perfectly logical question, but it completely misses how Toyota engineered the system. First, because the electric battery can propel the car at low speeds without starting the engine at all, a Toyota hybrid often delays the initial start until conditions are far more favorable. More importantly, when the hybrid system does decide to start the gas engine, it doesn't use a weak, noisy, traditional starter to violently jerk the motor to life under fuel load. Instead, the massive MG1 motor spins the engine up to over 1000 RPM before any fuel or spark is introduced. This pre-spinning pumps oil throughout the engine block before combustion actually occurs. When the engine fires up, it is already fully lubricated and spinning smoothly. Furthermore, once the engine reaches its optimal operating temperature, the frequent cycling off during city driving doesn't constitute a cold start because the thermal mass of the engine block retains its heat. The engine is aging slower because it has experienced fewer unlubricated, high-friction cold starts over its operational lifespan. Now let us move to reason number 7, because we need to talk about the component that people fear the most when considering a hybrid, the battery management system and its ultra-conservative charge band. I want to spend real time on this because the battery is the single biggest point of anxiety for used car buyers. People imagine the battery failing at 150,000 mi, hitting them with a bill that completely wipes out any fuel savings they ever accumulated. I completely understand that fear, but here is the truth that explains why Toyota's batteries defy the typical lifespan of modern tech. Think about your smartphone. Your phone battery typically starts losing significant capacity after just 2 or 3 years. Why? Because your phone's software allows you to charge it to 100% of its physical capacity and drain it down to 0 or 5% on a regular basis. Deep cycling like that causes immense chemical stress inside the lithium or nickel metal hydride cells, leading to microscopic cracking, dendrite formation, and rapid degradation. Toyota's engineers looked at this behavior and decided to implement an incredibly strict conservative digital guardrail. When you look at the battery graphic on a Toyota dashboard and see it showing full, the battery is actually only charged to roughly 80% of its true physical capacity. When it shows empty, it's rarely allowed to drop below 40%. The battery spends its entire operational life bouncing gently within a highly stable middle band. By completely outlining deep discharges and overcharging, Toyota protects the battery chemistry from the primary drivers of degradation. The cells never experience the extreme chemical states that destroy consumer electronics, allowing them to last for decades. This digital protection is reinforced by reason number 8, advanced active battery thermal management. It's a well-established fact in electrochemistry that heat is the ultimate killer of batteries. If a battery pack gets too hot during rapid charging or heavy discharging under acceleration, the internal resistance spikes, the chemical pathways break down, and the overall lifespan of the pack plummets. You might assume that pack insulation or basic ventilation would be insufficient in a hot climate like Arizona or in stop and go city traffic, leading to inevitable heat death for the pack. But Toyota treated thermal management as a primary engineering challenge. The battery packs are equipped with dedicated active cooling systems. Depending on the model and generation, this includes temperature sensors scattered across individual cell modules, feeding real-time data back to the central control unit. If sensors detect even a slight upward trend toward the upper boundary of the ideal temperature window, the vehicle activates dedicated cooling fans or diverts cabin air through specialized ducting to pull heat away from the cells. In newer lithium-ion configurations, the thermal monitoring is even more precise. By keeping the battery operating in a climate-controlled environment that mimics a comfortable living room, Toyota ensures that the chemical components inside the pack do not undergo thermal degradation, even after hundreds of thousands of miles of real-world use. That unwavering focus on protecting components points directly to reason number 9, the broader corporate philosophy of Kaizen, which translates to continuous incremental refinement over radical redesign. Look at how many automotive companies operate today. Every few years they introduce a completely new engine architecture, a brand new dual-clutch transmission, or a flashy unproven electronic system, all chasing marketing headlines and temporary competitive advantages. Now, a casual observer might think that sticking with old architecture makes a company lazy or uncompetitive. You might look at a new Toyota Hybrid and think it's outdated compared to a competitor's radical new setup. But in the world of high-mileage reliability, radical redesign is the enemy of longevity. Toyota has spent over 25 years refining the exact same fundamental hybrid architecture, the Hybrid Synergy Drive. They introduced it in the late 90s, and instead of tearing it up and starting over for every generation, they simply polished it. They fixed the minor weaknesses of Generation 1 and Generation 2. They perfected the software in Generation 3. They optimized the thermal efficiency in Generation 4 and beyond. This means that every single component in a modern Toyota Hybrid has a lineage of hundreds of millions of real-world driving hours behind it, spanning every climate, road condition, and abuse pattern on Earth. The failure modes are known, documented, and engineered out of existence. This generational refinement creates a reliability flaw that flashier engineering simply cannot match. Finally, let us look at reason number 10, which binds the entire mechanical ecosystem together. Toyota's strict use of low-stressed, naturally aspirated Atkinson cycle engines. In a standard vehicle, engines run on the conventional Otto cycle, where the intake, compression power, and exhaust strokes are structurally equal in volume. This is great for maximizing peak horsepower out of a small space, but it isn't the most thermally efficient design. Now you might think that if the Atkinson cycle is so great, why doesn't every single car on the road use it? The catch is that an Atkinson cycle engine achieves its extreme efficiency by leaving the intake valve open slightly longer during the compression stroke, pushing a bit of air back into the intake manifold. This reduces the effective compression ratio while maintaining a long expansion stroke, extracting more physical work from every drop of fuel. The side effect of this design is a severe lack of low-end torque. If you put an Atkinson cycle engine into a normal car, it would feel incredibly sluggish and dangerously slow off the line. But inside a Toyota hybrid system, that weakness is completely irrelevant. The electric motors provide all the low-end torque the vehicle needs, allowing the gas engine to operate purely in its ultra-efficient, low-stress Atkinson cycle sweet spot. The engine runs under lower mechanical pressure, experiences lower combustion temperatures, and suffers less structural stress than almost any Otto cycle engine in production. It is an incredibly elegant synergy. The electric motor masks the engine's weak points, and the engine provides steady, unstressed power to keep the system moving forward indefinitely. So, let us bring all of this together and address the myths that still circulate around these vehicles. You still hear people claiming that hybrids are a ticking bomb of electronic complexity, or that they are far too expensive to maintain once they leave the factory warranty window. But the real-world evidence from millions of vehicles over more than 2 decades has thoroughly debunked them. The extraordinary longevity of a Toyota hybrid is not the result of a single secret component or magical marketing claims. It is the compounding effect of these 10 distinct engineering choices working together in perfect harmony. The drivetrain is mechanically simpler than people assume, with the elegant eCVT replacing fragile clutches and gears. The traditional starter and alternator are gone, removing classic failure points entirely. Regenerative braking takes the physical burden off the friction brakes and chassis, while the avoidance of turbochargers keeps internal pressures low. The electric motors absorb the brutal high torque strain of acceleration and hill climbing, which simultaneously allows the gas engine to bypass cold starts and stay out of high, where RPM ranges, under the floor. The battery is fiercely protected by software that enforces a strict middle ground charge band and active climate control, preventing chemical degradation before it can even start. And all of this is executed within a corporate culture of Kaizen, Continuous generational refinement applied to an inherently low, stressed Atkinson cycle engine design. When you look at a high-mileage Toyota Hybrid running seamlessly as a taxi or a daily commuter with hundreds of thousands of miles on the odometer, you are not looking at a lucky anomaly. You are looking at physics, deliberate software design, and conservative mechanical engineering working exactly as intended. If an owner keeps up with the absolute basics, fresh fluids, clean filters, and normal service intervals, these powertrains will continue to challenge our very understanding of how long a modern automobile can last. That is the real story behind the legendary reliability of these machines. Now you know exactly why.